in this very chamber, I made a direct appeal: give peace a chance. That call was not heeded. Instead, the bombing of Iranian nuclear facilities by the United States marks a perilous turn in a region that is already reeling. From the outset of the crisis, I have repeatedly condemned any military escalation in the Middle East. The people of the region cannot endure another cycle of destruction. And yet, we now risk descending into a rat hole of retaliation after retaliation. We must act immediately and decisively to halt the fighting and return to serious, sustained negotiations on the Iran nuclear program. The Non-Proliferation Treaty is a cornerstone of international peace and security. Iran must fully respect it. And all member states must act in accordance with their obligations under the UN Charter and other rules of international law, including international humanitarian law.
On commençait déjà alors, je suis ici aussi pour parler de la Palestine.
They don't seem concerned about the human toll that a global war will take. We want justice, we want peace.
We see that the fighting is now escalating more and more. We're here to say that that's enough and it's time for the bombing to end.
Oil prices climbed to their highest in 5 months on Monday as fears grew over what conflict in the Middle East could mean for supplies. Traders are waiting to see what Iran does next after the US struck its key nuclear facilities. Media reports say the country's parliament has approved a move to close the Strait of Hormuz. That's the narrow waterway between Iran and Oman, through which around a fifth of the world's oil is moved. Although there are also pipeline routes out of the region, experts say they won't be enough to make up for a halt to shipping. The concern saw international benchmark Brent crude up around 1.5% in Asian morning trade Monday, with US crude posting similar gains. Both are up 10% or more since the conflict began. One analyst told Reuters that a move by Iran to disrupt shipping could see oil hit $100 per barrel, up from around $78 now. That could spur inflation and mean higher gasoline prices around the world. Stocks headed the other way on Monday, with Japan's Nikkei index down 0.5% early on. But analysts said there was no sign yet of panic selling across markets. Optimists cited hopes that regime change in Iran could bring a more moderate government to power, though analysts at JP Morgan cautioned that past episodes of upheaval in the Middle East typically resulted in oil prices spiking by 76%.
There is no doubt that this is a regime that wants to eliminate us, to erase our existence. That is why we launched this operation, to remove the two existential threats, nuclear weapons and ballistic missiles. We are progressing step by step toward achieving these goals, and we are very, very close to completing them. Regarding Fordo, I believe we must take our hats off to our great friend, my close friend, President Trump, for the excellent work done by the U.S. military and the U.S. Air Force. We commend their achievement. They caused a very serious blow there, a very significant one. We will, of course, assess everything. In any case, we will ensure there is no threat from these nuclear facilities. We will do whatever is necessary to achieve the goals we set, and we will achieve them all.
Airlines around the world on Monday were deciding how long to pause flights to the Middle East after the US struck Iran over the weekend. Singapore Airlines, Air France-KLM, and British Airways have all cancelled flights to destinations such as Dubai, Riyadh, and Doha. During the Russia-Ukraine war, both of those countries' airspaces were closed to most international flights. This forced airlines to find new routes between Europe and Asia, making Middle East routes key for airlines. But now, data from flight tracking website FlightRadar24 shows that early Monday, hardly any planes were flying over Iran, Iraq, Syria, or Israel. Missile and drone attacks in more conflict areas are making flying riskier. Safe Airspace, a group that monitors flight risks, warned Sunday that the weekend U.S. strikes on Iran could increase risks for American carriers in the region. Ahead of the strikes, American Airlines suspended flights to Qatar, while United Airlines did the same for Dubai. However, Israel is increasing flights to help stranded travelers at home and abroad. The country's airports authority says 24 rescue flights will arrive Monday, each limited to 50 passengers. Israeli airline El Al said on Sunday that it got about 25,000 requests to leave Israel in one day.